Good morning, traders. This is a live trade recap. I took 3 trades this morning right around 4 a.m. I have them all on video. We're going to go over everything right now. If you would like to download my spreadsheet or 2R calculator, just go to the YouTube channel Trading Armor main page and click on the little Facebook icon. That'll take you to the trading group where you can sign up. Everything is free. Click on files and then you can have access to everything that I have there. So let's look at the trade. Oh, as always, I start the trade day off with the Webull Top Gainer screener selected pre-market. Click on all, organize everything by volume, and I'm only interested in the top 3 stocks. The number 1 stock, I don't care what the float size is. As long as it's in my price range, it goes on the list. And 2 and 3 must be around 100 million shares or less. So let's take a look at the trade. HUGE, huge, was the number 1 stock this morning at 4 a.m. and still is. And that's the one that I traded. Here you can see it on my watch list. So this is the 4 a.m. candle, pushed up really hard and established point B of the ABCD pattern. I have a video about that if you're not sure what that is. And the low of this candle is way below here, somewhere around $2. And my strategy says that once a new high is established, and it must be higher than the aftermarket and the previous day, which it was, then I wait for a pullback and I get in on the first 1 minute candle to make a new high, and that's exactly what I did here. So you can see I'm hovering over this candle right now, and the high is 369. So I need to see 370 or better to get in, which is coming right now. Here's 366. Look at this bubble. 365. There's 370. You can see I triggered my hotkeys. I got in exactly where I wanted to, and then I made the low. The bottom of these candles were actually in the same place, so my stop loss was 349. So I always like to put a horizontal line out just so, like, while I'm doing other things like using my 2R calculator, that if the price comes down below that line, I know I need to immediately get out with my hotkeys. So I guess I didn't show you there, but you can see on, well, see, here's where I use the 2R calculator. Put my entry in and my stop, and that gives me the profit target of 403. So I marked that out with a horizontal line, and I don't think I ever got to put the order out on this one because it never got above my entry. So there's no reason to put the order out, because if it comes down and goes below my stop loss, if that order is sitting there, then I can't get out. It's going to think I'm trying to short sell the stock. So let's see, just want to show you. Okay, so right now it's at 350, which is where this line is, right? My stop loss is actually 349, so I have to see 349 before I can get out, or lower. Sometimes it does just jump down. There, so you saw it went to 349, then proceeded to go to like 347, so I got out at 347. 2 cent slippage on the way out, not a big deal. Ideally, you want to get out on the money, but doesn't always work that way. So now my strategy and plan say that if this is still the best stock to be trading, which means that it's number 1 on the list, that screener's list, then, and if the pullback hasn't broken point A, which it hasn't, point A is nowhere near here, that I have to get in on the next entry, which will be the next 1 minute candle to make a new high. So that's what I'm looking for right now. There we go. So each candle that forms, the high of it becomes my next entry point. So once this candle is done forming, you can see it has a high of 344. So I look to get in at 345. And then this one, I think I actually jumped the gun on my entry. I had my fingers on the hotkeys, and you'll see. See, there's 344, and I actually hit it. But I would have been filled in, or I would have bought in anyway, because you see it went up past 345. So it didn't make much difference in the long run. But I try not to do that. I try to wait till I see 1 cent above or better. That's my confirmation that there are buyers interested in pushing the price back up. So same thing. And then some other stocks. So while this is going on, I have that screener open on my laptop so I can check to see other stocks that pop up in the top 3 that meet my criteria. PFIE did, but you can see it established at a high here in the aftermarket. So there's no way I can look for an entry. It has to come up above that price before I can. So this thing chopped around quite a bit, but there's nothing for me to do other than wait. And I think I entered one of the prices wrong. That's why you saw this change from 393 to 390. That wasn't weak handing. I think I entered 345 for my entry on the 2-hour calculator. But once I fixed it, I moved that down to 390, and now there's nothing for me to do but wait. There's only 2 outcomes once I'm in a trade. Either it hits my profit target or hits my stop loss. No in between, no scaling out, nothing, because in the long run that doesn't work. Oh, and then now TC, I think, popped up on the screener, was the number 3 stock, but similar thing. It made a new high here in the pre-market. So there's no entries for me to look for until the price gets up over that point. Okay, so let's see. Just want you to see where stop me out. So 322 is where the line is. That means my stop loss is 321. So if I see 321 or less, I have to get out. Oh, I'm trying to get you right to it. So 325, 324. There we go. So it happened pretty quick, and I caught 1 cent slippage on that, so that's not too bad. And now that's the second trade that failed, and my plan and my strategy says I can take up to 3 trades per day, and I must take 3 trades per day if the first 2 failed, as long as there's a stock and setup that meet my criteria. And there is, because HUGE is still number 1. It still hasn't broken point A on these pullbacks. You can see this candle is huge. So as long as it doesn't break point A, which is actually the last candle of the aftermarket, then I have to take the next entry. So that's what I'm looking for now. And it's the same as before, the first 1 minute candle that makes a new high, and there it is right there. So you can see that I'm hovering over this candle, which has a high of 311. So I want to see 312 or better to get in for the third and final trade. This one's going to be it no matter what happens. But the idea behind the third trade, well, I just want you to see the entry. So there's 310. I like to pull the candles over near the chart, near the bubble, so that my eyes don't move very much. And there's 312. Got in exactly where I wanted to. And now my stop loss originally was 297, because you can see Webull shows that 298 was the low, but a few seconds later it refreshed and showed 297 as the low. So that moved my profit target up to 344, and my stop loss is 396. So right now it's like 436, and this trade took a long time, but again, just doing everything according to my plan and my strategy. There's really no feelings or emotions involved in this. This is algorithmic trading. I have a plan and a strategy, and that's my recipe. I follow that, and that's it. So, I mean, not to say that I wasn't a little bummed that those first 2 trades failed, but it doesn't really bother me. Just keep on doing what I'm supposed to. Now, here I had some time because it was just chopping around, and I was just making sure that the price that it's trading at is above the 200 MA. Usually I don't need to check that anymore. Check that anymore, because I zoom out. You didn't see that at the beginning of this video, but I zoom out and make sure the price is above the previous session and the previous day, and that generally means that it's always meant that it's above the 200 MA on the daily chart, and it was today as well. So this thing just went sideways for a long time, but again, nothing for me to do but just sit here and watch. And then finally, now it's after 5, or no, it's right around 5 a.m. And usually that's when something like this is going to be made or broken. either at 5 a.m. volume's going to come in and push the price up or push it down. But this one was definitely more likely to go up. There was a ton of volume in those first two candles. And, I'll say that there was no reason not to take those first two trades because this thing had all of the makings of a big runner in the pre-market. So this is unusual that I have to do all three trades on something like this. And if you see my videos from earlier this month, that's all I've been doing is taking trades like this. And for a while there, it was like 9 times out of 10, they were all going to 2R. And now things are getting more back to normal where they're not all going to 2R. Some are stopping me out. And now I have like a 68 or 63 maybe % win rate, which is pretty typical of the all or nothing 2R trading. And all you need is 33% or better to break even. And anything over that is profit. So here it is. You can see all this volume came in and pushing the price up. So once again, this thing's chopping around right below my target, and a couple of months ago I would have been tempted to pull that limit order down and get out while I can, but no reason for me to do that. I just trade the strategy and plan no matter what. Even if it goes up 1 cent below and stops me out, there's nothing I can do about it because I know if I follow my plan and strategy that in the end I'll be green. So that's the end of that trade, and I'll show you on Webull, but it's a little bit confusing because one of my free stocks just popped up. So it looks like I'm down $1.50, but I'm actually down $1.18. You can see right here on that huge. This is a free stock that just popped up around 5 a.m. And just so you don't think I'm promoting Webull just to get free stocks, I've been making these YouTube videos now since like September, and this is my second free stock. So it's just like a nice little thing when it happens, but it's not enough for me to keep pushing Webull or keep even trading with Webull just for that. So that's that. And then here's my spreadsheet so you can see the two. So, this is a really important point, and I hope you're still with me, is that if I would have stopped after the first trade, then I'd be down $3.22 right now. This is my actual P&L for the day. And if I would have stopped after the second trade, I'd be down $7.56. And since I took that third trade, I'm only down $1.18. And that's the idea behind the 2R trading. If the first two trades fail, the third trade should bring you back to break even or really close. That's essentially break even. And you can see if it wasn't for the slippage, it'd be even closer to break even. And the other cool thing is that you can see my second trade that I take is green, and so is my third trade now, just because of that third trade that I took today. The other third trade I've taken this month failed, and it was a $4.18 loss. So still green on the week, even though it's been I actually have more red trades this week than I have green trades. But still green on the week, and definitely green on the month overall. I'm almost up 10% even after 2 red days this week. So that's the nice thing about this 2R trading, and the nice thing about following your plan and your strategy. And of course that third trade could have gone red, but it doesn't matter. That's my plan, that's my strategy, and I'm sticking to it until it proves that it doesn't work, because so far it's proving that it works pretty well. So you can see the win rate is only 63%, but like I said, I'm up almost 10% for the month, and we'll see what happens for the rest of the month. So anyway, let me know if you have any questions about this trade or any others that I take, and I always like to leave you with, always take your stop losses no matter what, and always honor your profit target, and you should be green in the long run. Take care.